Hey, Malachi Church for State. Good morning. I have something to think about. And no, I don't drink Starbucks. I drink my own coffee over here, which I'll show you in a second about the aspect of people online, and they built up these fake personas, and a lot of them kind of lie, and I get it. You know, that's how it is these days. People hide behind things, and they don't say their real name or what have you, or have any links back to being able to really communicate with them. Let's get to the point I want to talk about. Okay, people always ask, or questions always asked of many, if why does God allow Lucifer? Why does He allow these things to happen? Why does He allow Satan to be in control, or the beast, or whatever area in which you want to call the spirit of Satan? Okay. So, I was watching the show. I think my kid's up. It's early. It's amazing if he's up this early on a weekend. I was watching Taken, the TV series show. It was just kind of interesting, But it was an aspect of a hostage situation, and why at the end he let him go. This isn't the final episode, but in this episode, he let him go because he had hostage of somebody that he cared about. So here's a thought for you on this Sunday. Maybe do a little biblical research or thinking, or changing your aspect just for today to see or think about what if the reason why God doesn't or has not destroyed all the fallen angels, and why people get online and say we're going to hell if we don't do this and that, or usually we're going to hell if we don't believe exactly how they believe. That's usually the key. It's not about they don't understand the depths of hell and all that stuff. But why wouldn't God just kill off Lucifer and all his angels and just be done with it? And that way we, as people, wouldn't have to go through this stuff. Think about it this way. Why has God not been able to... He hasn't really walked upon this earth for a long time. It's really since Adam. Because Moses was in the cloud, he had to turn from him. But Adam was able to walk face to face and talk. So, and to understand my opinions on time and different references like this, and I believe that there was already a millennium prior that Satan reigned, Lucifer reigned. You don't have to believe that, but it's just another theory, just as this is a theory or a thought or construct, or however you want to call it. But what if we as humans, as souls right now, are being held for ransom and we don't know it? And the reason why God has had to do the things He's done is because of that ransom. Just a thought. Because maybe old Lucifer and his angels have a little more, ability to do that to us than we know. And God doesn't want that to happen. Obviously, He doesn't want our souls to be stripped from Him or taken from Him or sinned so that it is taken from Him. God's pure, so sin can't dwell within His midst. So, and even if you go back to Exodus, you will read before He went up to the mountain that they had to wash their clothes of all their sins. They couldn't touch the mountain. They did, I wrote a whole song about it. So, there's a thought. It may be more than what we always sometimes think it is. God's done everything He can. God brought His Son here, kind of like if you watch the Taken show, the Lehman character. I don't know who this new guy is, but whatever. That's the Christ-like. trying to come in, you know, doing what he needs to do, offering the blood, offering the ultimate sacrifice to then get some of the people who are trapped here their freedom. You get what I'm saying? I know it's an odd concept. It's Sunday morning, you know. Maybe you haven't woken up. Maybe you haven't had your coffee. I don't know. But it's a thought. It's something. You know, why do we go through all this stuff? Why do we have to be here? Why do people suffer? Why are all these things? I talked about it in another video. I touched upon it a little bit. There's a reason why. God is almost... It's a ransom deal. He can't come here. If God stepped foot on this earth, all things would be destroyed. That's why the very last deal, after Satan is released for a short time after the millennium that's coming up, that everything is done. You know, then there's a new earth basically at that point in time. But that's after 1,000 years of his son preaching and making sure people have everything they need to be able to make it. And that's the last time that he just is done. You know, you have no power over me. You know, he's just done. But think about it. We might be here on a ransom deal. And for God to interfere could mean the death of a lot of us. Not for the ones who pleaded the blood. We're saved. But there's a lot that don't know. I can get real in-depth in it, but I really don't want to right now. Because I want to enjoy my coffee. But here's something I said I would say. So, this is my old coffee company. This is so people really understand I'm not lying. Or so many people lie on YouTube. It's kind of pathetic. But I'm one of these very truthful guys. See that? It says Moscow. It's because I was the biggest exporter of coffee roasted in America to that country. All in Russian. Cost me a lot of money to get that. Cost me a lot of money to make this bag. You just don't make this bag at, I don't know, Kinko's or something. See that down there? That's the American flag, and added another 2 cents to every bag that I produced, just to put that American flag on there. And those other markings too. Very expensive. No other American company was able to do that with me. So, anyways, when I tell you things on here, some things are my concepts. I understand that. But when I talk business, or when I talk about stuff I've done in the music industry, or all these different things, there's no bullshit going on with me. I don't need it. And so you know, obviously I don't try to do the whole game. You know, I am what I am. It's like God, He is what He is. Of course, God is I am the I am, meaning everything. There's no word that can even comprehend what He is. I always find it funny how people argue about His name. God's name. It's like, we don't even, you know, there's one word that was written, you know, in Revelation that He couldn't say. He couldn't write it down. Do you know what that word is? I can tell you exactly what that word is. The word that John could not write down in his book that he heard was the true name of God. Because to know the true name of God, whoa, when that word's mentioned, everything changes. Everything, instantly. It's almost like an alt-delete of the world, or whatever would be on a keyboard. It's the ultimate name, the skeleton key, the password for all things. All things. This is true name. So, anyways, have coffee. Think about that concept for a Sunday morning, and there we go. Have a good one. Hug your kids, call your parents, go say, neighbor, repent and be baptized. Because, you know, it is what it is. And that's the way to make sure your is gets to where it needs to be. All right, bye.